Good evening, dear friends, and welcome to day 168 of A Poem a Day for 2026. It is Wednesday. Sleep was elusive, in part because I was filling out pet insurance forms at 1:30 in the morning. And then Cass decided to try and convince me that it was breakfast time at 5 a.m. I managed to convince him it was not. And then my alarm went off 7, and we're still going. I've been to the vet. Had them sign said paperwork. My online stuff isn't working, so I have to do everything by paper. And yeah, I've chased a few other things, and I'm fried. I got home, I realise now, about an hour and a half ago, and I've just been sat at my desk, just zoning. I thought I was doing stuff, but no, I've been disassociated. So I'm here to talk poetry with you, and then cook, and then get into a bath, and then dinner's ready when I get out of the bath. Or at least that's the plan. We'll see how that goes. So, I've managed to do two loads of washing today, though, so, you know. So, we obviously had some Latin yesterday. So sorry. As I mentioned earlier, not much sleep. Lots has happened today. I'm incredibly sorry. 17th of June. Today's poem is entitled The Way Things Are, and it's by Roger McGough. And our blurb reads as follows. The third Sunday in June is Father's Day in the UK and the USA. It is a relatively new holiday, having only been invented after the Second World War. But don't use that as an excuse for forgetting it. So, this is The Way Things Are by Roger McGough. No, the candle is not crying, it cannot feel pain. Even telescopes, like the rest of us, grow bored. Bubblegum will not make your hair soft and shiny. The duller the imagination, the faster the car. I am your father, and this is the way things are. When the sky is looking the other way, do not enter the forest. No, the wind is not caused by the rushing of clouds. An excuse is as good a reason as any. A lighthouse launched will not go far. I am your father, and this is the way things are. No, old people do not walk slowly because they have plenty of time. Gardening books when buried will not flower. Though lightly worn, a crown may leave a scar. I am your father, and this is the way things are. No, the red woolly hat has not been put on the railing to keep it warm. When one glove is missing, both are lost. Today's craft fair is tomorrow's car boot sale. The guitarist gently weeps, not the guitar. I am your father, and this is the way things are. Pebbles work best without batteries. The deck chair will fail as a unit of currency. Even though your shadow is shortening, it does not mean you are growing smaller. Moonbeams, sadly, will not survive in a jar. I am your father, and this is the way things are. For centuries, the bullet remained quietly confident that the gun would be invented. A drowning surrealist will not appreciate the concrete life belt. No guarantee my last goodbye is au revoir. I am your father, and this is the way things are. Do not become a prison officer unless you know what you're letting someone else in for. The thrill of being a shower curtain will soon pall. No trusting hand awaits the falling star. I am your father, and I am sorry, but this is the way things are. I know I've shared quite a lot of myself with you all. This is going to be a very, very abridged version, the Cliff Notes, if you will. I don't have a dad. My birth father was not a good person. My mother met someone else, and they were married for a time, and my stepfather seemed to be a great guy, but he was also not great, to a significantly lesser extent, but also not much cop. So I have not had a father figure in my life since I was 16. Father's Day is hard because I am of an age where many of my friends already have lost their fathers or are losing their fathers. And by all accounts, I seem to, in my circle of friends, have people who have or had quite wonderful dads. So I genuinely feel for those people who are grieving the loss of these wonderful men in their lives. And at the same time wondering, I wonder what that's like. And I get to see on social media and such my friends talking about celebrating their fathers who are still here, who are great guys, and recounting wonderful memories, and kind of yearning for that, wishing that was a thing. And the one thing that I'm able to kind of take solace in is that a number of my friends have children. And I think pretty much without exception, my friends who are fathers are amazing dads. And it's just having been so utterly let down by the patriarch in my family to see not only men stepping up and genuinely caring for their children, and not just in a obligation kind of way, but actually genuinely caring and enjoying spending time with their children. Because you see like horrible videos on social media of like guys who don't want to babysit their kids. Like, babysitting, it's not babysitting if it's your own child. And people who genuinely enjoy going on adventures and doing stuff with their kids and just hanging out. And at the same time also breaking that generational trauma pattern, because to varying degrees, we've all experienced something, and those of us who are parents, I say those of us, I'm not a parent. Parenting is, I feel like it's very different now than it was when we were kids, or at least from what I've observed. And it's not necessarily specifically gentle parenting, but it is a gentler style of parenting. There's the acknowledgement of sort of bodily autonomy and treating your kids like they're actually people and not just extensions of yourself to kind of that exist and that you need to put in places. I don't know. I have a lot of feelings and I'm very tired. But yeah, I've got some amazing dad friends, and on Sunday there's a friend from roller derby. Our birthdays are quite close together, and she is very kindly hosting a number of us at her house, and her husband are hosting us, and there's going to be a barbecue and stuff, and we're having some D&D, and one of my friends who's coming along is bringing his son. I think he's 13, and I've met his son a number of times. He's a great kid, and he's weird, just like the rest of us, and I'm actually really looking forward to hanging out with both him and his dad, because he's very much like his dad, and his dad's a great person, and I'm so happy that he knows enough of us who are gathering, and he feels comfortable to come and spend time with us. And I'm really glad that we've created a space where a young person feels comfortable to come and do that. And most of all, I want to give a massive nod to my partner, who is a wonderful parent. He's an amazing dad. He's a brilliant dad, and it really we talk a lot about his kid, who is a wonderful kid. I look forward to hopefully spending more time with them. and just the way he cares for them and supports them in all aspects of their life is just it's just good. So yeah, Father's Day is hard. And it doesn't necessarily get easier or worse. It very much fluctuates. Some years, I'm fine. Other years, it's rough. I'm hoping spending time with friends this Sunday and knowing that essentially the focus is mine and my friend's birthday. Hopefully that that it might be a bit easier. I don't know. I have rambled a lot. Unintentionally. If your dads are still here and they are wonderful people, I hope that you have the opportunity to spend time with them at the weekend or whenever you like. And if they're no longer with us, then I am deeply sorry. And I am going to say with certainty that they're proud of you, of all that you've achieved, and that you're doing great. I'll be your dad if you like. Yeah. I'm gonna go and do the things that I need to do before being able to have a bit of a rest. As you can see, my small son is resting. I might go and have a quick cuddle with him. But hopefully, when we all get down to it this evening, we will all have a very good